Correct?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. Okay. Hope everybody can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Adeleke Alexander Ademola, a solution provider. Glory be to God, I've been in this game for over 14 years as a solution provider, and I've developed the solution for different companies. At least the people in the house, I'm even happy to meet a long time friends that I did not even think I can even meet today. So some people know me by name. Some people never see me, but we've worked together, either by mail or whatever, based on the number of people I can see here. So glory be to God, I still remain Alex. When we are talking about the software of the olden days is different from the nowadays. When you are talking about the ERP solution, is to be able to take your entire business to another form. The business we are talking about is not by buying and selling alone. To track your finance aspects, the distribution aspects, even the technical aspects. Unlike the olden day that you need to go to the office before you can work. No, this time around, you can be at the corridor or in your room and you perform all your activities. Like they mentioned before, that someone is in Dubai and also working for Uganda. So you can imagine, before they said until you have your server within your office, no, nobody even care again to even get your server. We have a cloud server manager everywhere. You go for anyone that you can afford. We have the cheaper one, we have the expensive one. And the security, people are afraid a lot that because of the security. When we enter into the system now, and I'll show you one or two things that we might even be surprised. So when you are talking about the Active Directory, I will a little bit break it down because of I can see that a lot of people in the house, they are accountants. So for some IT that are in the house, the level of integrating your Active Directory with your software is very, very easy now. And even you can even as well attach it to your Microsoft. So if you log into any of your application, then you will receive an alert on your email that so person already logged into the application with your user ID. So everything is very easy these days. So I will present what we call Sage ERP X3. Some people know the name as Sage Enterprise. They know it as Sage X3. Some know it as Business Solution. Hope everybody can hear me. Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
thank
we can.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you. So the business solution will handle all purchasing until you get the final report. I will share the screen now so that I will see what I'm talking about in order to appreciate the solution. Let me share my screen. I want to share my screen. Sorry, I want to try to, I've logged in before, but it's already time out.
Okay, so while you're waiting, I think someone is raising up his hand. Do you have any?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, last to come in, Samuel. I'll be something. Do you have a question?
Hope everyone can see my screen.
Still white, but
Yes, we can.
yes, we can.
Okay.
But it's blank. It's like white.
It's still coming up.
Okay.
Some people ask for the question that some are saying I should share the slide. I'm not going to share the slide. I'm going to explain the screen by screen, module by module, to show you what is in there. You use your eyes to see what I'm explaining to you. Hope you are fine with that.
That's even better.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you can have that opportunity.
Okay. You said what? Okay, let me proceed. I said I want to. Are they asking questions? Okay. I said I want to show you. We want to run you through on the fundamental on Sage X3. When you are talking about SAP, you are talking about Oracle, you are talking about Sage X3, and so on and so forth. Some people will be saying some applications are bad, some applications are not good. It depends on the whoever that implements for you or the knowledge. Glory be to God, someone testified to my capability. We never meet anywhere before until that day that we met. And from that day, I think we've been working together. Even without opening the system, I can explain everything that is in there. So that's number one. And if you are talking about Sage, all from beginning to the end of all Sage products, both the bigger for the medium scale, large scale, and the small business, all the applications that fit into all those ones, we handle all of them. When you are talking about the S3, most of the challenges that some people are having these days, they need to log into one application, they log out to another company. They log into one company, they need to move out in order to log into another company or to log into another division. You don't need that in this particular application. On one particular module, you can switch from one company to another. What I mean by a company, this is your company. From this your company, you can have up to like 10 folders. There's something that we call folders. In a folder, you can have multiple companies in a folder. Inside that same folder, you can have a company with a quite number of divisions or branches. Unlike some applications that they will tell you, okay, when you log in, you capture your information. They don't need to do integration. Okay. Let me use the word integration. People will understand. So when you are integrating a system, moving data from one particular angle to another angle or shaking with each other. So you don't need that. Integrating or not integrating is a waste of time as far as this application is concerned. From one module to another, from one folder to another, from one company to another, you can print a group financial report. You can print for a division. You can print for an entire folder. You can print for up to like 5 or 6 companies together at a go. Likewise, you can print for only one division and only one department or unit, so to say. So this makes it very flexible. And comment from the beginning, that the traditional accountants, they normally carry the books, the ledger, the paperwork up and down. This time around, they automate everything. And they now move ahead on this application. Your life folder or your live document, you can as well scan that document. You attach it to that your transaction. Once you attach it to that your transaction, you can post. Come in 20 years, 30 years, someone can go into that particular transaction and drill down to see the live folder. What I'm talking about is this. Someone gave you an invoice. A supplier gave you an invoice. You receive an invoice from a supplier and you capture it in your system. You can scan, you attach it to this particular invoice. So if external auditor or the internal auditor want to work, they don't need to be asking you, where is the document? What they just need to do, they will go into that particular transaction. They will drill down to the information and they will see the live document that you capture into the system. That makes life easier for you. You don't need to be carrying all this file up and down this time around. So what am I talking about? From this particular information, what the slot they gave me today is to so in our next meeting, then we can now drill down. It will now based on each modules. What I mean by that is, if you come to this class, they need to ask you, what exactly do you want to enroll for? Let me share the module so that you see what I'm talking about. Look at this. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes,
we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me increase the size. Now look at this. I have technical for the IT in-house. If you are talking about the technical, some people normally say, okay, I can only do the installation. I don't know the network. Some will tell you that I can only do the networking aspects. I don't know the hardware configuration. Some will tell you I know the hardware configuration, but the implementation setup, I don't know it. If you come to this technical, from the beginning to the end, installation, setup, technical, and the network of this particular application will be taken care of. So that's the information on this technical. So we'll give you all the courses. The second one that they call common tools. What are the tools that you can use to build whatever these common tools? Installation on this particular one, you do the installation and the system administrator to do the setup. The financial, apart from this introductory aspect, you move to the common tools. When you are talking about the financial, we are talking about the monetary aspects. You pay money, how to receive money, you do the bank transfer, you do the bank reconciliation, and so on and so forth. So with this system, we take care of this. So also on the fixed assets, you'll be able to know how it works. The third one is distribution for the logistic or procurement or the cost accountants. So this particular one or the sales, see, this is the distribution for them. With this distribution, they will be able to know, okay, what are the plan for our procurement, the things that will
Hello, please, can you unmute yourself, Mr.
Okay. Sorry.
Still for a
Hope you
while.
can hear me now.
Yes.
Hope you've not been hearing me before.
For about 30 seconds.
Yeah, for about 30 seconds.
Wow. I don't know. I'm even surprised. And I didn't mute myself. Okay.
No, it's from here.
Sorry, can you start from distribution class again, please?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We actually
can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know where I can start from, so I won't miss any aspect.
From the distribution class, please.
Oh, good. Okay. From the distribution, when you are talking about the distribution, you are talking about the procurement aspect. You receive goods, you transfer the goods to another location. From there, you make the sales, they return, you issue some item out here and there. So some application will tell you can only do procurement. From the procurement invoice. Here, system allow you to do your RFQ. We call it request for quotes. When you request for the quote, you can request for the quote from up to like 5 or 6 suppliers on a product, or it might be more than one product. So at the end of the day, you can pick the best price or the best one among them. We call it ranking. So once we pick the best one among them, that's the one that the system will now raise order. Hope we are together. You can hear me, Sha?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So
yes,
from there, okay, thank you. So from there, you can now receive the purchase. And even receiving the purchase, you can receive partially, can receive everything in full. And you can as well link that your particular receipt or GRV or GRN. It depends on the name you know it. Some applications call it GRN, some call it GRV, some call it receipt. So whatever name you know it, it's still the same thing. That's by receiving the goods into your company. So after receiving the goods, then you can now raise an invoice. You now link the invoice to your receipt, so that system will know which receipt are you raising the invoice for. I'm going to show you this. That's for the distribution. So from the distribution, you can learn the distribution fundamental and the beyond basic. We move to the manufacturing. From the manufacturing, system will allow you to break up. And in oil and gas, for those that are dealing with the crude oil, I have some clients that deal with crude oil. They said they don't produce, they only break up. What do they break up? They break up crude oil. The crude oil, you are going to break it into different components, like AGO, DPK, and so on and so forth. So as you are breaking it, system allow you to break it up. And one thing amazed me when I was implementing the oil and gas, one oil and gas, I'm not going to disclose the name. They told me that when they received an invoice, you can receive an invoice today. By the time you receive the goods, for example, let's say $100 per barrel. Let's use that small amount. You receive $100 per barrel, then you receive maybe 1 barrel or 2 barrels. By the time you receive, you go ahead to go and do break up. You know, when you break up only 1 barrel, at the end of the day, whatever you break up, you make the sales. Later, they now give you the invoice. You know, remember the cost of per barrel is $100. They changed the cost. It happened. They said they changed it to $100. Remember, your cost of production or breakup or disassembly for 1 barrel is $100. Now, system already changed it to $200. They want system to go into that particular invoice, to that particular breakup item, and also on breaking item, those ones that they've not used. System should go and change the cost, all of them to $200. then system allows it. So that's one of the beauty of this particular information. So with this, you'll be able to understand what the breakup or the disassembly or the assembly is all about. Now we move down to importation. On this importation, system allows you to import anything. Invoice, sales, assets, and so on and so forth. And system is using the notepad, which is very, very flexible. If you are importing like maybe 1,000 items, under 2-3 minutes, you are done. So that's the system is having a powerful import and export data. If you want to export your data, it doesn't take you time. Just go to the exports. You have option to select the list of the item, or you can as well export everything out. So now that's a summary. Now I move down to the detail module. Under the detail module on the technical, I have the installation. I will explain what I mean by folder. If you are creating a folder for each company, now you create the S3 solution and endpoints. For those that have an idea of this particular S3, but if you want to train, we start from scratch. You create a company or a site. This company is the registered company, while you have some branches under the company. That's they regard as site. Now we have batch server. Now batch server is to run the process so that it will be auto process. Some, it depends on the configuration. Some will be telling us, okay, I don't want my information to hit the GL yet. Let them post, then I will now determine when to post. I'll need to review whatever they've done before I click on my post. So system allows that. You can allow system to auto sync, or they need to checkmate whatever, they need to check whatever they've done before they finalize the transaction. On the financial, we have the ledger to create the GL accounts. We have to create the bank accounts and accounting code. That's the linking. Also the payment receipts, bank transfer. We have the bank record, we have fixed assets and the reports. So after this, we go to the distribution. On the distribution, we have the vendor. On the vendor, we have purchasing, RFQ, that request for quotes. We have order, receipt, and supplier invoice. Also, we have the customer. We have the sales order. We have the delivery. Like, let me cite, like my friend, my family, my best friend, Mr. Temilolua. He mentioned the name of the company he works with. I believe they have one department called, is it S&D, that sales and delivery. They make a delivery. You can make your delivery to the supplier or to the customer, and yet you won't receive the invoice. So once you make the delivery, later you can go and process your invoice. This module is very, very fantastic and good for them. So we have the production, products. You can call it inventory. Some call it stock. Some call it item. It depends on the application you've used before. So now on the stock, that's stock balance, we have the receipts. If you want to receive an item that is not coming from the supplier, and if you want to issue the item out, that is not going to the customer. You know, some item they can use it for office use. So system allow this and others, then they report. Also on the manufacturing, you can do the VOM, production process, assembly, disassembly, and breakup, and so on and so forth. You can do manufacturing beyond basic. So imports of payment, importation of payments, importation of journals, and others importation. System allows that. Also, you can do export. Now, the benefits of running these courses. When you get to this place, let me minimize this. From this technical, The IT personnel is good for them. That's for the T. The IT personnel, if they want to do consulting, you know, if you want to run a course as a consultant, it's different from end users. Running as a consultant, they will load you as an IT, as an accountant, and as a software developer. The person you want to support knows the application, knows the accountant, knows where the system is supposed to debit and where the system is supposed to credit. Now, it's now your own professional knowledge to support the person. No, go to this direction to make your job faster. What is the essence of using the application that adds to your job? It's supposed to relieve you in some stress rather than giving you more stress. So the person that will go for the consulting and need to be well grounded. Now the implementation. You do the installation and you do the setup for them. That's what implementation is all about. You need to set up what you know. You can't set up what you don't know. If the accountant is telling you, go to this direction, go to that, it's your job to tell the accountant, to advise, let me put it that way, to advise the accountant to go the right way. So that by the time they are generating the output, which is the end results, which is reports, they will not be condemning the report. So it will be useful for them. So the job that you can apply for, if you go for this technical class, you can apply as a support or the IT personnel. You can apply as a consultant. You can apply as implementer. You can apply as system control and also the full IT. That's for the technical. Now, some people will be saying, is it not to do the installation? This, then still next. When you run the course, then you now know that, okay, like some use the Oracle before. To do the installation on Oracle is difficult. To do the setup is difficult. But to use the Oracle is simple. If you understand the Oracle, and for those that have used the Oracle before, when you click on this Oracle, you get it. But you don't know the stress that people pass through before they get it done. You get to a client, the client will be so, even some client doesn't even know anything called IT. Hello? Are you asking a question? Hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I unmuted people, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Now, the financial team, accountants can apply for it. The treasury department can apply for it. The finance team can apply for it. Likewise as audits and any financial department can apply for it. So the job you can use it to seek for as an accountant, as a finance manager, treasury manager, audit manager, cashier, and other finance section. On the distribution, we have the distribution team, the procurement, the sales, storekeeper, logistic, accountant, treasury, finance, audit, and others can apply for this. On the job, the procurement manager, the logistic manager, sales manager, inventory manager, accountant, finance manager, treasury manager, audit manager, and cashier, and then others can get a job with this. The manufacturing, the production section, the refinery section, the assembly section, automobile section, color or chemical industry, food and other production. As long as you are adding or removing or you are joining 2 or 3 items together, you are welcome on the production or manufacturing. The job, the production can get a job as production manager, plant manager, factory manager, assembly manager, and so on and so forth. So on the importation, all class above are welcome on this importation, because this importation will work for all the modules above. So let me go into the system. Let me share my entire screen so that you see the system I'm talking about. Let me stop this.
Thank you very much. At least we
Yes,
can see, let's say, process from start to finish, and it can make more sense to we can picture what you have been talking about. Thank you very much, sir, for that.
Thank you, sir. Okay, can I proceed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can proceed.
Let me share the screen. So because this section is an overview, so we'll not be posting much data, but you see what you can use this application for and how you can use it in a basic okay. So this particular one is a web-based application. You can run it on your phone. This one doesn't mean that your phone must be an Android 7.2, 20. It's so flexible. As long as you can browse your Yahoo, as long as you can log into your email on your phone, you can use this and use everything very easy. So if at all you log into the application, you find it difficult to do one or two things, come to this your help, both the technical and the operational, distributional, financial. Go click on this help. System will take you to the online help. Let's move this one up. When you get to online help, it will allow you to open the online help. So my screen timeout. That's why I want to log in back. Oh, let me stop sharing before I log in. Sorry for that. Oh. So I want to try that the screen already expired. So I need to log in back.
Okay, we're waiting.
So while we are waiting, any question? Thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for this intensive fundamental training. This is a practical of what has been discussed earlier by Mr. Temi. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for offering this for us for free. We know how much, we know what's going to cost us. You're able to like show us the job opportunities, the career paths. We are so passionate about people understanding their career paths, so that you won't just be like a jack of like you just want to learn everything and you don't know where to what kind of role is you want to apply to, you know. So thank you so much for educating us and telling us more about the career paths. Yes, Olasukami, you've been raising up your hand. Is there anything you want to say while Mr. So Alex is trying to share his screen back.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I want to ask you something. For we to be able to use this accounting software, we must have login details, right?
Yes.
That means you must be working in a
Yes,
company
sir.
that means you must be working in a company that are using login details. Am I correct? That are using accounting software
Yes.
rather.
Yes.
Now my question is,
Yes.
for example,
Yes.
you've been teaching us all this now. For example, I have a system now. I want to practice this on my own, and I don't have login details. How can I go about it? You understand?
Okay, you don't have the login detail.
Yes.
I understand you. Go ahead, complete your.
So how can I practice on my own so that this thing? It is when you are practicing it regularly that you become perfect on it. You understand me, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So is there
one thing is this.
Right.
Everything boils down to you get the training first. When you get the training, once you enroll for the course, we can share a screen with you to log in after completing the training. That you can use to log in to practice, but for a limited number of time. You understand?
Okay. All right. I get you, sir. But
Yes.
I believe maybe when you are done with the training, you tell us how much the training costs. Am I correct?
No, we are going to share that.
You share it. Okay, after this training, Abby.
Yes, we'll share that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. That's my question for now. Yes, sir.
So I'm waiting for my system to.
Yeah, it has been a very interesting and intensive training. Thank you so much. We really appreciate. Thank you for educating us. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your expertise. We know what is going to cost us out there, We know what people will charge us for this training. Any other question? Why? Okay, thank you.
Any question?
No, I think we should be rounding up very soon now.
Okay. I just want to show them one or two screens.
Thank you.
So that they will see what I'm talking about. Oh, wow. Let me start this so that it's fast. Sorry, 1 minute. It will load. So there's something that I also want to chip in. For those that want to be using it on your system. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
There's something I normally advise my students. If you want to use to install it on your system, don't install direct on your system. Any application, don't install it direct on your system. So install it on what they call VM, that's virtual machine. Because if you want to practice, I'm talking about the technical guys that will do the installation module. When you are doing the installation, a lot of components are involved. We are having up to like maybe 9 or 10, if not more than that, application to install. So when you are doing the installation, if at all you run into problem. You can't be telling me that you want to go and format your system, or you want, there's some process that you cannot not uninstall. You need to format the system. But if you use VM, I believe everybody understand what we mean by VM, virtual machine. Hello?
Yes, very well.
Yes,
Hope you understand what we mean by virtual machine.
Yes, from my end.
Hello.
Hope you understand what we mean by virtual machine.
Sir, me, I don't understand. Maybe if you can explain better, sir.
Sorry, please explain again, please.
Okay, virtual machine is a local server on your system. For example, you have the system. You now install a virtual to stand as a system on your system. When you log into your system, you load your virtual machine. On the virtual machine, you can run it like a server. After running it like a server, if you have any problem, you can delete it straight away. It doesn't harm your system. But if you install direct on your system and you have any problem, then you need to uninstall the program. That's part of the advantage when you want to do the technical. We are going to load you with all those things. Hope you understand. Hello?
Yes, we do. Yes, I do. Rather, let me speak personally.
Yes, I understand you now, sir.
Let me share my screen so that I can move because of time. The system is ready. Now, look at this. When you log into the this is what we call landing page. When you first of all log in, you don't need to stress yourself. If you want to get into, maybe you want to get a report, this particular page, you can design it anyhow you like it. There's something that you call home page. You can design your own home page. You want to see past due customers, creditors, customer, and so on and so forth. Once you just come to this your own page, look at what you have in here. You can click on new. System will allow you to add more pages here. You can give it whatever the title you want. Then you pick the application from here. So with this, you can be able to load your own page. Once you load your page with different, we call it gadgets. You can add so many gadgets on this particular information so that as against logging into the application or to do each module, you can see the summary of what you have in the system. That one is number one. Number two is you can come to this or this landing page module like workshop manager. You can design this workshop manager. It's very simple. Just come to this your own page. You click on new. System will drop it for you. Click on new. You select the tab you want. Hope you understand. Once you refresh, you know the list of all the dues, invoices. You don't need to be printing the report up and down. System can alert you from the dashboard here. Also, your financial report, you can scroll down and see your financial report from here. You just come to the finance control. Okay. Also, the sales executive. You can load all the invoice sales, all the sales rep forecast. You can see everything in here. Now you want to log in. You can come down to this we call it navigation pane. Once you come to the navigation, it depends on the rights given unto you. That will determine how many modules you are going to see. On this particular module, if not because of time, there's a lot. This particular system administrator alone, you can link your LDAP. Hope you understand, local domain administrator program. This is your LDAP. When you want to log in, you don't need to use another user ID. What you have on your Active Directory, any IT in the house? Hello? Any IT personnel in the house?
I love the unity between you guys. And I said,
Do you have any IT in the house?
Was first because you made us like feel like one because the likes of
Hello.
When you started,
Hello, we are
Okay,
with
if
you.
there's none,
I think we are basically accountants. Yeah.
if there's none, let me break down for you. You know, in your office, they give you a user ID to log into your system, right? Now, that same system, there's a common network that they call VPN. Some call it Active Directory. When you set up the Active Directory, it depends on the configuration. When you set up the Active Directory, all the users will be there. I believe the Sahara guys will understand this better. You know that if you are outside your network, you cannot work your application, except if you are within your system. And if your IT want to work from your head office, they can log into your system and start working. You just see them moving. That's the function of Active Directory and VPN. If they don't have access to the VPN, there's no way anybody can do it. So with this, that same user that you have on that you normally use to log into your system or to your email, that same user you use it to log in here. We won't create any user for you. That's the work of the header. You can still make the application to be more stronger. There is something that they call Microsoft Provider. You can link it to your Microsoft account. So before you log in, you see the Microsoft account. Click on that Microsoft already linked to your user ID on your Microsoft. It will send an alert to you that so system want to log into your system. Then you can tell the system, no, you quickly get in touch with your administrator so that they will disable maybe they've already hacked the system. So that's the beauty of this. Now, after this, I move down to what I call, look at this screen. Anyhow you want them to tailor the system, we can really remodify everything. Like the invoice that I was sharing the other time, that someone received the invoice, later they said they should change the cost. That's change of process. They change the process entirely from how it's supposed to be. It depends on how you said you want it. This system is so flexible. On the setup, you set up the second level authenticator user. The first one you set up is from your Active Directory. Having access to your Active Directory doesn't mean that you just log into your system automatically. No, they need to give that same person right to be able to log into the system. That's for the system and do some configuration. The right you have might not be the right I will have. And there's something that we call workflow. So once you send something for someone to approve, the person will get an alert, email alert. Then the person can log in and approve. You don't need to call, God, please accept or approve my information. No, instead we'll do that automatically for you. We have the common data, the one that I was talking about. This is where we can create the customer, supplier, everything set up, even including GL accounts. That's why I call it basic setup. That's on the common data. Now, we have the customer relation, that's CRM. To track the customer relation, if there's any task, any project you want to plan, you can set up an appointment or on the calendar. So there's something I call traceability, so that I can trace that in down from the beginning, like incidents. We have projects. When you are running on the project and job, this is very fantastic. You can load your costs as well as your project materials. So system will give you the project estimate. So now I move to the purchasing. From this your purchasing, when you get to this your purchasing, just scroll down like this. You see what we call RFQ. You can do your request for quotes. You can convert your request for quotes to order. You can do a reminder or response time. So after this, you can do your receipt. That's to receive the goods. Once you receive the goods, you can then come down to this, your supplier invoice. Now, just let me show you something that is important. I'll show it on this, and it's cut across all the modules. When you load the application like this, system allow you to load your source document. How do you load your source document? You come to this. Look at this. There's an attachment. Sorry. Look at this attachment. Once you come to this attachment, system will ask you. You say you want to attach this particular file. Is it a text or an image? If you scan it, that's an image. If you want the text, you need to input the text. System allow the two. Like the one that they will be saying, no, the document that you capture, go and bring the document for me. From that document, you cannot, without the document, you cannot process this information. You don't need to ask anybody to submit any document. They want to sign any invoice from your table. Just view the document. You don't need to tell them to go and print the source document. You see everything being attached here. And once you attach, if I click on this image, it will take me to wherever I want to pick the image. You just come to this. I believe everybody understand what we mean by image. Hello? Hello?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I
So you
did.
just look for your image, pick the image, and then you click on OK. Now, system already tell you the format acceptable. JPEG, .gif, and so on and so forth. So once you pick the image and click on OK, system will load it here. Then you can process your information. If anybody come in 20 years, come to this particular attachment, the image is already there. They can view it. So that's for this. And on this invoice, when you want to raise your invoice, you can come to display and tell the system, okay, I want to pick, I don't want to capture the invoice. I want to link this invoice to the received, the good I received, or the order I raised, or the return that I made. So many ways. Item and close item. If this button is enabled for you, meaning that the item is open, you've not matched the invoice with any receipt. If you want to match results, you can come to this place. And if you fail to match when you are capturing, you can go, there's a module for you to go and match your invoice with your receipt. So after this, we're almost done. I'll soon release you now. Sorry. We have the sales. From this, my sales, you can do the receipt, the sales order. You can do delivery, as well as your supplier, the customer invoice. So on the stock, you can issue out the item, you can receive it. If not because of time, the manufacturing, I can show you the breakup that when you come for the class, I'll show you how to break it, the cost. You know, the production that we know, you pick raw materials to produce the finished goods. Now, in oil and gas, they use the crude oil to generate all those items that we are talking about. So we call it breakup or disassembly. So this one is done here. And we have costing. We have financial. Under this, your financial, that's where you see all the payment entry, journal, and so on and so forth. You can as well drill down to your account balances, customer balances, supplier balances. On the AR and AP, that's where you have the invoice. Now, one supplier can receive both dollar, pounds, euro, and so on and so forth. So you don't need to be creating supplier A, dollar, that same supplier A, pounds, that same supplier A, naira. No. One supplier or one customer will receive all the item, all the currencies at a glance, at a go. Now, we move down to the operating budget. in some application, once you slot in your budget, you've already set up the budget. Otherwise, you go and set up another budget for that same thing. But here, system allow you to top up the budget. That's what we call the operating budget. You set up a budget for 1,000 for 12 months. 1,000, 1,000. Now, when you get to March, you discover that, no, there's need for you to top this budget because of some activities that need to be carried, that need to be executed in March. So they can request for the top up. So you capture it like a transaction here. The system will go and add it to that particular March. Like if you want system to add it March, April up to months. So system allow this. And also the fixed asset. You can run this, your fixed asset, run your depreciation and your disposal, and it's a full module on the asset. Now we have the usage. Usage, you can do your importation, exportation, and the query as well here. There's something that we call tax management. On the tax management system, allow you to do the recurring journals, recurring invoice, recurring supply invoice, recurring. So anything that you want to run as non-stop or for in the next 3 or 4 time, maybe 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 weeks, and so on and so forth, or 3 or 4 days, you can set them up under this usage. And we have reports. We have the financial reports, we have management reports, and so on and so forth. And this particular software allow you to run your BI. That's, we call it Sage Intelligent Reports. You load your reports, your reporting format in Excel, you integrate it to the application. So whatever you integrate, that's the format you want to use. You know, there's some management reports that is very complex. You design it based on your templates and based on the available parameters being given. So you can now export it anytime you want. You can now print it from the system. So fetch the value or to inherit the value into your printer, or can also download it back to your Excel or to PDF and so on and so forth. So system allow you to print in PDF, Word, Excel, printer, HTML, XML, and so on and so forth. So I think this is where we stop because of time today. So until next time that we'll meet, that you enjoy the full, because then we need to enter into all those modules, both the one that I explained on the PowerPoint and the one I just give you the brief summary here. We need to log in to see the